right, good Monday morning, everybody. We're live on Ken's 5 talking all things weather. This morning we have an alert set for tonight. As a cold front drops in, that'll spark off a pretty good chance and opportunity at storms and rain this evening. Between 6 p.m. and 1 a.m. is the window we're pinpointing for rain to move in. At first, it'll be mostly isolated light activity, but towards 10 and 11 o'clock tonight, that's when some of them could be strong to maybe severe, producing some isolated hail, lightning, strong straight line winds near 40 to 50 miles an hour. The severe threat is marginal right now. It's low, but it is still there for a potential at a couple of storms turning severe tonight. So we're talking all things weather this morning. Again, just to reiterate, between 6 p.m. and 1 a.m., the best timing on seeing this rain at rush hour. So if a lot of you are driving home between 5, 6, and 7, there will be a couple of showers and isolated cells around the area. But the most widespread threat will be tonight after you're home, 10, 11 o'clock towards midnight, where some of these storms could get heavy to severe. So that's just a quick update on the alert, the weather alert for tonight. Outside it is mostly dry, 82 degrees, feels like 86. It is breezy. That's been the trend all weekend long into today as well. Southeast winds right now at 20, gusts near 25 to 30. And what this is doing, it's pumping in a lot of moisture, setting up the stage for rain tonight. When you have south and southeast winds from the Gulf of Mexico, that ushers in a lot of humidity. That's fuel in the tank for rain, and more importantly, thunderstorms. That's one ingredient out of several to produce a severe weather threat. And you don't really hear about severe threats in November, but obviously thunderstorms can happen year-round. And considering last month was one of the driest Octobers on record, we're starting off November with more rain, more cloud cover, and thankfully cooler temperatures as well. Behind this cold front, it's going to get a lot cooler. More on that in a second. Temperatures out the door, 82 at the airport, 78 at Kerrville, 72 at Rock Springs. Rock Springs got a lot of rain yesterday in the city. It wasn't much here in the city in San Antonio. Notice the wind gusts out there. It's very windy towards Port Lavaca, Houston, Columbus at 38-mile-an-hour wind gusts. Here in the city, it's between 15 and 25, I would say on average, so breezy to sometimes windy, and that'll be the case pretty much all day long as winds continue to crank in from the south. Now, look across the state. There is a dividing line of cooler temperatures and winds, some from the south and some from the north and northwest. That's behind the cold front. And look at the temperature difference. 87 at Brownsville. Compare that to 51 at Amarillo. So it's a huge temperature difference across the Lone Star State. This is the same cold front that'll move through tonight. Again, around 11 p.m. or so is when the boundary pushes through San Antonio, probably closer to midnight. And then by tomorrow morning, you'll feel the breezy air, the humidity will be out. Election day will be sunny, it'll be clear, it'll be nice and comfortable with daytime highs in the 70s, probably about 75 to 76 tomorrow afternoon. Today will be right around 88 to 89. It's going to be warm and very humid for November standards. Look at that, 38 in Albuquerque, parts of New Mexico towards Colorado where it's very cold and closer to freezing. But that's the cold front, and that'll move through today. Well, I should say tonight, and notice how temperatures continue to fall off a cliff because of two things. Yes, the approaching cold front, but more importantly, the rain-cooled air. And just to reiterate, between 6 p.m. and about 8 p.m., mostly isolated showers and isolated storms. It's not until 10 o'clock and 11 when things become more widespread. As the front drops in from the north, that'll spark off a lot more rain and a lot more storms late tonight into the pre-dawn hours of Tuesday morning. Meantime, today's high 87 to 88 with a blend of sunshine and clouds. And then again tonight, things get a little active. Notice where the cold front is dropping in right now across North Texas. You can kind of see the dividing line of clear skies and rain. Anywhere from Dallas towards Abilene, for example, Lubbock. And this is a pretty large system with a cold core, and that's producing some snowfall for the higher elevations of New Mexico, Colorado. Mostly just, rain here in Texas. Unfortunately, we would love to see snow. But this is obviously all for the higher elevations for the Rocky Mountain Northwest from Colorado all the way down to New Mexico. It's really cool. You can see the counterclockwise spin of the storm system. Whenever you see this kind of dynamic in the atmosphere on satellite and radar, it's a good indication that this cold front is going to be pretty strong. And with the strength comes obviously cooler temperatures, but also pretty good chances for rain. So notice as we zoom into Abilene, towards Breckenridge, Brownwood, west of Dallas and Fort Worth. A couple of storms, getting a little stronger, but nothing severe. Whenever things do go severe, you'll see a yellow polygon or a yellow box next to these thunderstorms, and that'll indicate hail, maybe strong straight line winds, large updrafts in these thunderstorms. But that is a look at some of the rain that's out there this morning. More light activity out west towards West Texas, but let's zoom into our area. Light rain mostly towards Gonzales, Cuero, Victoria. We did see a few passing sprinkles in North Bexar County earlier this morning, but now as we stop the clock right there, 11:14 a.m., one lone shower, if anything. It's a light sprinkle between Chavano Park, 1604, Hollywood Park, and 281. So that is the only rain that's out there right now, but again, it's going to get more active this evening and most importantly, later on tonight, 9, 10, and 11 o'clock as a cold front drops in. Matter of fact, here's a look at the timing. It'll move through our northern half of the viewing area, probably towards, Gillespie County, Fredericksburg between 10 and 11 p.m., and then through San Antonio between 11 and 1. Through our southern counties between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. So that's kind of an overview on how the front progresses through south central Texas. And then along that boundary, whenever it officially does move through, that'll be when storms really start to erupt. Strong to severe, maybe producing some isolated hail and strong winds. Let me show you what that kind of looks like on our forecast model. So tonight, a couple of isolated cells, nothing too concerning between 6, 7, and 8 o'clock, but it gets a little bit more active, as you can see, towards 10, 11, and midnight, where some of these downpours are going to be heavy, very heavy, lowering the visibility. Obviously, this is when a lot of people are indoors, getting ready for bed. But this is when there's a possibility at some of these thunderstorms producing quarter-size hail, and then gusty winds near 40 to 50 miles an hour. So main takeaway, when you get home tonight, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock, maybe park your car in the garage just in case because of the hail threat. It's low, but it's still there. And then secure any loose outdoor lawn items or bring any loose lawn outdoor furniture. Bring that in. If you expect it to blow away, don't put out the garbage cans tonight. Don't do that yet. Do that tomorrow morning as the storms roll through. About 4 or 5 a.m. it'll be out. As you can see, it'll be mostly quiet by tomorrow morning sunrise. A few clouds, a lot cooler, lower 60s, upper 50s, and then by the majority of tomorrow for election day, skies are clear. It's sunny, highs are in the middle 70s. Going to be a beautiful day. But tonight, 8, 9, 10 p.m. is when those storms start to roll through from the northwest and drop in some stronger threats for severe weather. Here's one model look at some of the rain that's expected. Less for the hill country. That's kind of been the trend. So Kerrville and Fredericksburg, not so much. There is still an opportunity at you seeing a good downpour, an isolated cell. But anywhere from Bernie to San Antonio is where we're expecting that breeding ground for thunderstorms to get a little bit more active. And if you're underneath one of these storms, they could produce 1, 2 inches of rain, maybe up to 2 to 3 in just 2 to 3 hours time. So that may produce an isolated flooding threat between 9 o'clock tonight and 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. So when you wake up early Tuesday, there may be a few water spots, high water areas, and flood-prone neighborhoods. But again, by tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon, skies clear, and Tuesday, election day, will be a beautiful day. Clear skies and highs in the middle 70s. It's going to be beautiful. All right, guys, here is the 14-day forecast. Today, 88 degrees. Tomorrow, 75. A pretty large drop in temperatures. And then you go to Wednesday morning, 54 degrees. Pre-dawn Wednesday will be a little chilly. Have a light jacket. Same thing for tomorrow morning as well. As daytime highs max out in the 70s. Perfect weather for Tuesday and Wednesday. And Thursday and Friday roll around. You can see rain chances return by the end of the week. Isolated scattered showers Thursday, Friday, and Saturday as highs slowly rebound. We're actually trending at least near normal for November averages. A little rebound in temperatures by Sunday, and hopefully another cold front by sometime late next week. So we'll keep you up to date on that, keep tabs on it. But that is the forecast. Download the KENS 5 app for the latest on severe threats, our local forecast. Anywhere from the Hill Country to Del Rio to San Antonio, we're offering and providing constant, consistent local weather updates here on KENS 5. So it is free in the App Store. We have our local meteorologists, me, Paul Morales, Bill Taylor, Maggie, Jeremy Baker, all doing and providing local forecasts for San Antonio and the surrounding area. So again, download the KENS 5 app. It is free. We have an alert for tonight. Be careful driving out around 5 and 6. A couple of isolated storms will be around, but mainly after tonight towards 10, 11, and midnight is when the better opportunity at thunderstorms arrive. Tuesday, 75, 79 Wednesday, and rain chances back on Thursday and Friday.